Nicknamed the foundations that I'm going to be demonstrating and showing to you the Lucky 7 because 1, they are used for very specific reasons, and 2, they're lucky to even be in my collection. For the reason being is I'm decluttering and they don't need to be there. I certainly don't need to have 7 more foundations, but they have to stay because they're used for very specific reasons. So that's what I'm going to show you. First up to demo is Becca's Ultimate Coverage Foundation. Now this one I will use in 2 ways. I will use it as a concealer, so just in those areas in which I want to just cover up the dark marks or any type of hyperpigmentation. But I also mix it in with other foundations. A foundation that might have a thinner texture or lighter coverage. So if I want to add either that full coverage appearance to it or just thicken up the texture in general, this foundation is a great mixer for that. This foundation will still keep that, let's say, new formula after mixing, just skin-like and very lightweight on the skin. But for today, I'm going to show you just how it will cover up. Let's just pick a dot, any dot, and I'll show you how to cover that up. I tend to use brushes that have just very precise hairs. They're quite dense, but they also allow the product to move about. And that way it will just apply the Becca right where I need it to. Just like that. And then I like to take some sort of a tapered brush, but still slightly dense to pack. This is that Sephora brush that I like, and the brush before it is by Moda. I'm trying to do this and talk at the same time, so I'm like, what are my words here? And just dab and kind of just buff this around the edges first. This helps cover it and blend it into the actual skin. This is the Triad Concealer by Royal and Langnickel, but it still has product at the very top of the hairs. So just go, dab, little dab-a-do ya, and go in just like that. Then take that brush again and go in just around the edges, kind of just lightly blend that into the skin. For foundation 2 and 3, they always are together. I can't separate them, and if I did, they would just disown me. And they're both by Estée Lauder, and that's how I actually wear them together. So this is Double Wear Light Stay in Place Makeup, and then the Estée Lauder Invisible Fluid. Now, Invisible Fluid is discontinued. I'm upset at them for that because this is good. The Invisible Fluid actually will turn the Double Wear Light into a thinner texture and more of a, I would say, more of a true medium coverage on my skin, but also still keeping it skin-like. So that's why they're always mixed together, and they're always together. Always. My skin on a plate. My perfect coverage. Customer satisfied. I'm just going to show you, if I wanted to actually increase any type of coverage, I'll just go in like this, start patting it in first, and then start blending it out. It's actually going to start going into the Becca portion, but that's okay, just to show you. Estée Lauder, please bring Invisible Fluid back. Foundation 4 is Tarte's Hybrid Gel Foundation. I still have the older packaging, which is in this jar. The new one is taking it out of this and sticking it into the new Shape Tape, that cylinder shape container that has that big wand. Same ingredients, it's 100% the same as far as I'm concerned. Hybrid Gel Foundation has that, well, gel formula, and that is very skin-like on my skin. It gives me that hydration, that moisture that I like. I like how it does feel wet on my skin. I only use it with my sunscreens. I turn it into a BB cream, CC cream, whatever you want to call it, and I can adjust the actual level of the coverage with that actual foundation. I just mix in a little bit more. But the idea came to me because I have 2 sunscreens that I said I'm not going to throw them away because you pay the price for them, and I wanted to try them out, but unfortunately they leave a white cast on my skin, so they're right here. They're Korean brands. So it just came to me one day, why don't I just add the hybrid gel, because I like, again, that moisture level, and add it to the foundations and just make my own BB CC cream. You know, they don't even have my shade anyway. That's how much I usually put on the plate. Then I'll start to mix them together. So depending on the coverage, that's going to determine how much more of the hybrid gel foundation I want to put on. For foundation 5, I've already completed a dedicated video for it, but I use it specifically for certain reasons, and it's L'Oreal's True Match. Now this is actually a new shade for me. This is in Deep Warm W 9.5. This is the foundation that will give me that, what I say, burnt toasted look. Let's focus this on the chin area. I'm kind of running out of space here, but just to show you, and again, if you really want to see it in action, close-up shots and so forth, it will be in the cards for you to take a look at the dedicated video. But just that burnt toasted look, I just look healthy, I just look alive, I just feel happy when I wear this color. And I know it might sound silly, but why not feel happy over your makeup, right? True Match states super-blendable makeup. It really does buff out really fast. But with this shade with 9.5, I love to just focus it in just the perimeter of my skin, where it tends to be actually naturally the darkest area if you are a person with color in your skin. I tend to avoid the middle portion of my face, work around the perimeter, and just have that toasted, that warmth that I crave. Foundation 6 is also from L'Oreal, and I only use this as a contour. Boy, is it good. Now it's their True Match Lumi in the cushion. I use the color C8, so it's nice and deep and rich. See how it leaves just that natural bit of contour? It also can build up. My brush almost fell. So if you want to just apply a little bit more, you can build up and increase the intensity. But I feel, especially for this past summer when it's just been too hot to be wearing, you know, full faces wherever I'm going, it's been nice to just go ahead and just put that on into, you know, the areas in which I want to contour and be done. I'm done. I'm going to close it out with foundation number 7, and that is M.A.C Face and Body Studio Foundation. Now, I wear the shade N7. If you are a fan of light coverage, the Face and Body is great to use on its own. But the two ways that I tend to use it with is I'll just go like this, boop, boop, in any foundation. It will thin out anything. I also can use it as a color adjuster. Now N7, it's a little bit more of a lighter shade. It will adjust to my own skin. So I'm just going to apply it on my forehead, since that seems to be the last place that has no foundation on, as a demonstration. For the longest time, I've used some form of a stippling brush with Face and Body. It's just how I like to apply it, and it'll just smooth out. You don't have to worry about it streaking. But of course, you can use it with a sponge. You can use it, you know, whatever way you see fit, whatever tool you like. Quick and easy. See how that blended out? Always shake up Face and Body before you use it. Just get that pigment going. So you can wear it alone. You can, again, boop, boop, boop into your foundations to change the texture, but also depending on which shade you pick, you can also change the actual colors to make something a little bit lighter, or let's say you pick a darker shade, make it a lot darker. I have Becca up here. I have Double Wear Light and Invisible Fluid right here. I have Tarte's Hybrid Gel, aka Shape Tape, right here. I have the True Match right here, and Face and Body on my forehead. So those are my 7 foundations, the 7 that I use in very specific ways. Are you like me as well? Do you use your products sometimes specifically in certain ways? Or you're like, I ain't got time for that. I'm putting it on and I'm going about my business. I want to know. Let me know in the comments. I do appreciate each and every one of you who've taken time out of your day to stop by and watch. And if you like the video, like what you see, I hope you do subscribe, and I hope you stick around. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening. And as always, before I wash this off. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.